essays across all applications is the goals essay. What do I want out of my career? What do I want out of a business school? Can you talk a little bit about how you approached those essays?
Sure. I mean, I think the big thing for me was, what am I passionate about? And I think that's actually now one of Berkeley's questions. They wanted to pull it out, extract it, and ask applicants, that explicitly. But for me, I guess I tilted every one of those essays with that, sort of bent of, what am I passionate about? What's driving me? And what am I going to use this MBA for? And thinking about it, not just to the degree of, most people in my industry have an MBA, so I need an MBA too. Like, really, how is this going to propel me forward, and why is it essential for me here and now, and specifically at this school? And I think what helped me was that it really truly was the right time for me to apply to business school. I had thought about it for a couple of years, and at that moment in my career, I knew it was the perfect and exact right thing I needed to do. And I was going to say secondly, but I forgot my train of thought. So yeah, I think that's sort of the school focus. The fact that I had a targeted list of only 3 schools that were not necessarily top ranked, but really good for my program interests, meant that I could narrow in on my applications and say, I like Haas because XYZ. I like Yale because XYZ. And it wasn't artificial.
Yeah, okay. So now looking back on the whole application process, GMAT, essays, recommendations, and all the other elements, do you have a tip or two for those out there who are in the process right now?
I guess just, I mentioned it already, just give yourself plenty of time to complete all the different elements of the application. Secondly, make sure it's the right time. If it's not genuine, that comes through in an application, and having talked to the admissions committee since starting at Haas, I hear time and time again that they can see through applications that aren't authentic. If someone's just applying to business school because they kind of they think it's the right thing, but they don't really know why, they'll get that. They really want to see passion and drive. So it's reflecting on who you are as a person, and why this MBA from this school is so important for you.
Great. Yeah, I think one thing is that it can be an introspective process and something that is valuable in and of itself, rather than even just for getting into a specific school.
Even if I hadn't gotten into any business school, I think it still would have been a valuable process to go through, because I would have at least sort of reflected on, okay, what's the next stage in my career? Maybe it's not an MBA. Maybe I need to take it a different direction. And that process, I think, would have been really helpful.
Yeah. Great. Now that we're at the end of November of 2009, and so you've been in school for a year and almost a semester now. Can you talk a little bit about what that time has been like so far for you?
Yeah, it's been pretty great. I guess it's been hard, it's been stressful. There's definitely been peaks and valleys in my experience, but overall, it's just been a lot of fun. I didn't realize how fun business school was going to be, as far as just making personal connections and enjoying your 2 years that you have back as a student, as a full-time student, because most of us, we haven't been in school for several years, and we're probably not going to get this opportunity again. So just being dedicated to absorbing knowledge and socializing, networking, getting to know your classmates, that's just a pretty awesome experience. Beginning at the start of the program, though, yes, it's totally front-loaded. You're super stressed straight out of the gate. You have a ton of work on your plate, and you have to figure out a way to manage it. But I think what I've really enjoyed about my experience at Haas is that it's a small school, and it's super collaborative. Everyone's helping each other out, and you have this sense of sort of camaraderie. Like, hey, we're all in it together. Like, we're all marching forward as a class of 240 students together, and I think that really helped me. I didn't feel like I was just a number, and I was sort of like on my own in a class of 800 or 900 students. And then sort of as the academic process has moved forward. I mean, yes, it's become a little less stressful as far as academic load, but it's also become sort of even busier this semester because I've taken on some additional leadership responsibilities and club involvement and that kind of thing that have maybe taken up some of the free time that I had that was previously taken up with classes. And that's sort of rounded out the experience and added an additional layer. In addition, in addition to the curriculum and the academic education, you're sort of getting these, leadership opportunities, networking opportunities, and then professional contacts, hopefully, that come from them. So.
Can you talk a little bit about which specific activities that you've been involved with?
Sure. So I am an HSA, which stands for Haas Student Ambassador. Essentially, we're the student representatives of the admissions committee, so we help to conduct information sessions and answer questions for prospective students and that kind of thing. That's been a really, really awesome experience. One of the other responsibilities is that we organize the welcome weekends for admitted students. This is an experience that is I've just enjoyed because I enjoy interacting with people, but it's also helped to keep me sort of grounded and focused on why I'm here, because it's remarkable how easy you can forget how difficult a process it was getting into school, right, and how stressful it is. And talking to prospective students and helping them and answering their questions reminds me that, hey, I'm really lucky to be here. I need to make the most of my experience while I'm here. Another big responsibility that I have is as the student representative for our graduate program in Health Management Alumni Association. So basically I coordinate activities between the current students and the graduates of that Health Management program, and that's helped me make a lot of good alumni contacts and professional contacts. I'm also a career coach for first and second year students, advising them on their career progression, resume formatting, interviewing tips, that kind of thing. And then lastly, I'm the VP of Academics for our Healthcare Association. Primarily involves organizing our speaker series for healthcare, which is a 1-credit course bringing in professionals from around the Bay Area to talk about their organization and real-life problems that they're facing.
Great.